Hello everyone, welcome to Mentor Buddy. This is your mentor Akhil. Today we are going to discuss the question which is based on time, speed and distance. First, coming directly to the question. Okay, the question says Abdul starts in a car from Ahmedabad towards Bangalore. After some time he realizes that he will cover only 75% of the distance in the scheduled time, and he therefore doubled his speed immediately and thus manages to reach Bangalore exactly on time. Then find the time at which Abdul changed his speed, given that he could have been late by 3 hours if he had not changed his speed, and the respective options are 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours and 6 hours. Implies in this very question we need to figure out that after what time he had doubled his speed or changed his speed. Now we can see this is a question which is based on completely on time speed distance logic. So first let's understand the basic concept of time speed distance. Okay, mark one thing, that the entire time speed distance is dependent only on one logic, that is distance is equals to speed into time. Distance is equals to speed into time. And one important concept which we need to understand in this case, that is first case, if distance is constant then speed will be inversely proportional to the time. So in that case S1 by S2 will be equals to T2 by T1. These will be the forms which will be helpful in the coming question. The second case, if my time is constant, if the time is not changing, it is constant, in that case distance will be directly proportional to the time. So in that case D1 by D2 will be equals to S1 by S2. And the final case, when my speed is constant, so when my speed is constant, in that case distance will be directly proportional to the time. So in this case the factor time will decide that what amount of distance will be covered. So in that case, if speed is constant, D1 by D2 is equals to T1 by T2. Mark one thing, majority of the questions in time speed distance will be dependent on these three logics. Most of the question will imply these three logics. And one another thing which we need to consider in this coming question, coming directly to the question first, it says he starts the car from Ahmedabad towards Bangalore. So let's say this is one city, Ahmedabad, this is one another city, that is Bangalore, and after some time he realizes that he covers a distance of only 75%. So whenever I see this value to be as 75% or like 20%, 35%, I consider the relative value to be as in a form of 100x. Why 100x? Because it will be quite simple in that case in order to solve the answer. Now it says after some time he realizes that if he covers only 75% of the distance in the scheduled time, and he therefore doubles his speed immediately and thus manages to reach Bangalore exactly on time. So it says, let's say the usual speed of the man is S, and the new speed which was just doubled, so definitely that is going to be 2s, correct? And it also says the time taken. Let's say the original time, in case if he moves with the usual speed, the original time considered to be as, let's say, t hours, and the time after which he changes his speed, time after changing speed is, let's say, small t. So after small t hours he is going to change the speed, right? This is the specific information which we had considered in the question. So it says it covers 75% of the distance. So distance we know is equals to speed into time. If the man covers 75% of the distance. So 75% of 100x will be 75x. At this case, the speed was s and the time was t. This is, let's say, going to be the first equation. And it also says, further it also says, find the time after which Abdul changed his speed, given that he could have been late by 3 hours if he had not changed the speed. If he had not changed the speed implies, in that case, in order to cover the distance of 100x, if the speed is s, the time taken will be 3 hours more. So that will be t plus 3 hours. So this is going to be the, let's say, the second equation. So first equation and second equation will do one thing. By this we'll figure out the value of capital T, the total time taken. So equating it with respect to x, so this can be written as like x is equals to s into t by 75, that will be equals to s into t plus 3 by 100. Solving, cancelling s, this will be 25 3 times and 25 4 times. So this will become 4t is equals to 3t plus 9. Solving this, t will be equals to 9 hours. So 9 hours is the total time taken by the man to complete the journey at the usual speed. Now, first part of the question says if he had moved at the usual speed, the distance covered is, let's say, d1. So let's say this d1 is equals to speed is s, and for time small t he had driven the distance d1, right? So d1 is the distance covered, first half of the distance covered. Let's say this part is d1. It is covered at the speed of s for the time small t, and after driving for small t hours he covered the remaining distance. Let's say this remaining distance is d2. So this remaining distance d2 is covered at the speed of 2s, and total time we have considered capital T, so remaining time will be capital T minus small t hours. This is going to be the second part of the distance, and we know the total distance we had covered considered to be as like 100x. So we can say this d1 plus d2 is equals to 100x. Now solving this, this will become s into t plus 2s into t minus t is equals to 100x. Solving this further, this can be written as like st plus 2st plus 2st minus 2 small s small t is equals to 100x. Solving this further, this can be written as like 2st minus st is equals to 100x. Eliminating x, this can be further written as like, now we have reached this form of the equation, that will be 2st minus s small t is equals to 100x, and now framing this value of 100x is equals to as s into t plus 3. Now equating this and this, that will become st minus st is equals to 3s. Eliminating s, this will become t minus t is equals to 3. Now we already know the total time was 9 hours, so framing this capital T to be as 9, so that will be 9 minus t is equals to 3. So t will be equals to 9 minus 3, that will be equals to 6 hours, and that is the right answer. So after 6 hours he had changed his speed. So in that case the correct option will be option number D.